The golden heat of the African sun beats down upon the dry earth near the ancient river's edge. A Nile monitor lizard remains perfectly still while guarding a hidden treasure buried deep within the sandy soil.
From the shadows of the brush, a honey badger appears, driven by an insatiable hunger for easy protein.
The scent of reptilian eggs carries on the breeze, leading the predator toward a high-risk, high-reward meal.
This lizard is an apex guardian, possessing a prehistoric instinct to protect her future offspring at any cost. The badger shows no fear, as it closes the distance between itself and one of Africa's largest reptiles.
A forked tongue tastes the air, confirming that a dangerous thief is now entering the lizard's private territory.
With powerful foreclaws, the honey badger begins to excavate the earth, ignoring the guardian watching from the side.
A menacing hiss vibrates through the air, signaling that the monitor lizard is prepared to defend her nest.
The honey badger is notoriously thick-skinned and stubborn, rarely backing down from a confrontation over a meal. The tail of a Nile monitor is a formidable weapon, capable of delivering strikes with immense physical power. Success comes quickly for the thief as the first egg is pulled from the safety of the nest.
The guardian strikes with sudden speed, attempting to deter the badger before more of the clutch is lost. Bristling with rage, the badger prepares to counterattack, refusing to abandon the high-energy prize it has found.
A tense standoff begins as both animals evaluate the strength and the resolve of their formidable wild opponent.
Greed outweighs caution as the badger returns to the excavation, exposing its back to the angry monitor lizard.
The lizard displays its dominance, hoping the visual threat will be enough to force the badger to retreat.
Oblivious or simply indifferent, the badger continues its pillage, further provoking the wrath of the reptilian mother.
A powerful blow lands, but the badger's skin is like armor, absorbing the impact without any visible damage.
Retaliation is swift as the badger snaps at the lizard's face, drawing a small amount of dark blood.
The lizard is momentarily stunned by the ferocity of the badger, yet it does not leave the nest.
Above the battlefield, the wild sounds of the river continue, indifferent to the conflict unfolding on the shore. The thief attempts to make an escape with the spoils, thinking the battle has finally been won tonight.
Monitors are incredibly fast over short distances, and this mother is not finished defending her precious egg clutch. The lizard locks its jaws onto the badger's leg, using its weight to anchor the thief in place. The egg is lost to the earth, a wasted life in the brutal cycle of the African wilderness.
Honey badgers have remarkably loose skin, allowing them to turn and bite even when they are firmly held.
The fight becomes a blur of silver fur and patterned scales as the two ancient rivals clash violently.
Sharp claws tear at the badger's underside, but the mammal's resilience is legendary among all savanna predators.
A defensive musk is released, a biological weapon designed to overwhelm the senses of any attacking forest predator.
The chemical attack works, forcing the monitor to loosen its grip and retreat into the cooler river air. Even the toughest animals feel the strain of combat when faced with an opponent of such great size. The monitor remains vigilant, refusing to let the thief return to the nest for a third time today.
Calculated risk is part of survival, and the badger must decide if the reward is worth more pain.
In nature, nothing goes to waste, as smaller scavengers arrive to claim the remnants of the battle.
Hunger proves to be a powerful motivator, driving the badger to ignore the obvious dangers of the lizard.
The lizard issues a final warning, its prehistoric instincts flaring as the intruder approaches the nursery again.
With a stubborn grunt, the badger resumes its theft, digging deeper into the lizard's carefully constructed egg chamber.
The lizard has learned to target the badger's tools, aiming for the paws that do the digging. Reflexes honed by millions of years of evolution keep the honey badger one step ahead of total disaster.
Raw strength is now the lizard's primary tactic, using its massive weight to physically block the persistent thief.
It is a battle of wills, as the mammal attempts to outmaneuver the larger, heavier reptilian guardian.
A direct hit to the ear sends a surge of pain through the badger, forcing a rare cry.
Injured but not defeated, the badger's adrenaline masks the pain as it prepares for an even more violent encounter.
The badger is evaluating the situation, realizing that the guardian's defense is much stronger than initially expected.
The riverbank is a place of constant threat, where every animal is both a predator and prey.
Displaced energy is common in high-stress situations, showing the mental toll of the ongoing, fruitless battle.
Oxygen fuels the lizard's muscles, preparing it for one last stand against the persistent and hungry intruder.
Speed is the badger's final gambit, hoping to catch the larger monitor lizard off balance and distracted. The tail strike is perfectly timed, sending the honey badger tumbling across the hard, sun-baked river sand. A vulnerable position for any animal, but the badger's agility allows it to recover in mere seconds.
The guardian becomes the aggressor, sensing an opportunity to end the threat to her nest once and for all.
An intimidation display of pure sound and fury is the badger's last line of psychological defense tonight. The thief retreats to higher ground, seeking a tactical advantage over the heavy, ground-dwelling Nile monitor lizard. Persistence is the badger's hallmark, but even the most stubborn animals must eventually face the reality of failure.
The mother lizard begins the repair process, securing the remaining eggs against the cold of the approaching night.
Every movement is deliberate, ensuring the survival of the next generation in this unforgiving and harsh environment.
The price of the theft was blood and pain, and for now, the honey badger has seen enough.
Life in the river continues, a backdrop of constant movement, while the drama on the shore concludes.
Exhausted but successful, the guardian will remain on watch until the threat has completely vanished from sight.
The cycle of energy transfer is immediate, as one loss becomes a gain for the smaller scavengers.
Hydration is essential after such a high-energy conflict, allowing the badger to heal its many shallow wounds.
Nature provides rapid healing mechanisms for those who live by the sword in the wild African bush. As the sun disappears, the nocturnal world awakens, bringing new challenges and new predators to the riverbank. Cold-blooded creatures must manage their energy carefully once the warmth of the sun is no longer available.
Even the bravest thief needs a sanctuary to recover before the hunt begins again the following day.
The scale of the wild is immense, making individual battles seem like small ripples in a vast ocean.
Victory is quiet for the monitor lizard, as she has successfully preserved the future of her entire lineage. Scars on the earth remain as silent witnesses to the violence that took place under the afternoon sun. The drive to survive is never extinguished, only tempered by the harsh lessons learned in the theater of nature.
A new day brings a fresh start for all the inhabitants of this wild and dangerous African riverbank. Maternal instincts remain sharp as the sun begins to warm the lizard's scales for another day of guarding.
Lessons are learned quickly in the bush. Today, the badger will seek a meal that fights back less. A more traditional meal provides the necessary calories, without the risk of a whip-like tail strike today.
Strength is regained through the simple act of drinking from the river that gives life to all here. The ecosystem is a complex web of interactions, where even the fiercest predators live alongside the fragile. Grooming is an important part of recovery, ensuring the animal remains healthy and ready for future challenges. Dedication to the nest is the monitor's primary purpose, a role it performs with ancient, unwavering focus. Camouflage is a vital tool for survival, allowing the lizard to hide from those who wish it harm.
Success comes in different forms, and today the honey badger finds the nourishment it so desperately needs. Threats can come from any direction, and the guardian must remain alert to every possible danger today. Migration within its territory ensures the badger does not deplete the local food sources in one area.
Solar energy is the fuel for reptilian life, providing the warmth required for digestion and for movement.
Nature offers brief moments of peace between the struggles for survival that define life in the wilderness. Rest is just as important as the hunt, allowing the body to recover from the previous day's injuries. Anatomy is destiny in the wild, and the monitor is built for both endurance and for sudden. Water is the lifeblood of this region, drawing all creatures together in a delicate and dangerous balance.
Ready for another round of searching, the badger remains one of the most resilient creatures on Earth.
Incubation requires precise conditions, and the mother monitor is an expert at managing the nest's internal climate.
Selection of prey is a critical skill, ensuring that the energy expended is always worth the final reward.
Vigilance never ends for a parent in the wild, as the next threat could arrive at any. Versatility is the key to the badger's success, allowing it to find food even when hunting fails. Signs of presence are everywhere, a warning to any who would dare to challenge the lizard's authority.
Distance has been established, but the memory of the encounter will remain with both of these rivals.
Every action has a reaction, a ripple effect that touches every part of this complex natural world. The guardian has done her duty, and for now, the eggs beneath her remain safe and secure. The struggle for survival never truly ends. It only pauses as the sun sets on the African wilderness.